Good morning. My name is Ted Lyons and I'm a member of St John the Baptist Church in Hill Moulton. It's a real pleasure to be with you this morning and I hope that you are keeping well. One of the great joys and privileges of being a clergyman over the years was officiating at weddings, participating in one of the most important days in a couple's life with gathered family and friends. Sadly, however, the pandemic has ruined many plans and the restriction on numbers attending has been very frustrating. In the past, a few of the weddings that I've taken were for family members. My brother, my sister, nephews and nieces. But one wedding stands out, and in fact I was not to officiate. It was to be a wedding with a difference. My nephew and his fiancée were to be married by a registrar in one of the pods while rotating the London Eye. They got on the pod single people, and after one rotation they got off man and wife, just like that. Before the big day, I must admit finding it difficult to reconcile myself to the whole idea. It seemed like a merry-go-round. Could I take it seriously? Well, at least all I had to do was to turn up and enjoy a glass of bubbly at the end of the day. The big day came. Family and friends occupied 2 or 3 pods, and fortunately with my wife we were in the same pod with the couple and their close members of family and the registrar, and the eye began to rotate. Well, Ted, I thought to myself, "O ye of little faith and lack of imagination." The registrar took the service beautifully, and there was a real sense of dignity and propriety. It went very well. Lesson learnt, Ted. Don't judge too soon. And the adventure was not over. We followed my nephew and his new wife, with her wedding dress and veil flying behind, to the nearest underground station. We all boarded the tube, with some passengers looking quite bemused. The tube took us out to the suburbs, where we went to the parish church for prayers and a blessing conducted by our nephew's aunt, Reverend Lindsay Hughes, my sister-in-law. The couple now have 2 wonderful children at school. When I was rotating round the London Eye, we had wonderful views over London, the House of Parliament, St Paul's, the River Thames down to the London docks. It was a memorable day. The bird's eye view of London made me think about the Apostle St Paul, who brilliantly gives us a bird's eye view, yet at the same time an in-depth view of what human love is meant to be. Absolutely vital for a happy, lasting marriage. The Apostle describes what the qualities of love are in 1 Corinthians 13, and I hope that you will be familiar with it. Any couple about to get married or enter into a partnership could not do better than to read and discover what real love should entail. Christ love. It's one thing to say to someone, "I love you," however romantically, but how is that love shown in action? Let me read this wonderful passage from 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. I hope you remember that, 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4-7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Wow. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. What a wonderful passage that is for all of us. When you read it, what jumps out for you? Of course, all of them are very important if a relationship is to stand the test of time. How does the love shown in your home measure against these words of the Apostle? I have sometimes wondered why St. Paul begins with love is patient. Why was that? Was it most important to him or just a coincidence? We'll never know. But I do know that my love has needed to be patient love. Let's think about just that this morning. And I say to myself regularly, Ted, be patient with others. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with God. I'm sure St. Paul had to be patient regularly in the very difficult circumstances he often found himself in, and also with God's timing. Come on, God, answer my prayers now, at the latest tomorrow. Why are you taking so long, Lord? Why do we have to wait and suffer? God will not march to your or my drumbeat. He sees and knows details of the whole picture and situation. Patience is a virtue because it provides time for us to mature, for us to measure our faith, for others also to mature, for multiple circumstances to fall into place that we can never see or imagine, for us to learn from our mistakes, for us to learn obedience through the Lord's discipline. All this takes time and buckets of patience. Love is patient with those we love and those we find difficult to love. Love is patient with oneself. Don't browbeat yourself. Love yourself and be kind to yourself if you're finding that difficult to do, because God loves you greatly. And be patient with God, because he has been very patient with you and with me. And be certain through patient love, he will be working his plans out for you and your loved ones and everyone else as well. Have a good day and read this passage. Bye-bye.